Hey, what's up? It's Bianchi and Bruno, our newsletter. Dave, we got a lot that we've been doing, so let's get to it. And thank you guys always for being so supportive at the Bianchi Law Group and both of myself and Dave.
Yeah, I mean, we just keep on going, right? The 200 Club of Morris County was a hit. Bob, the keynote, delivering your experience as an EMS, right, worker and first responder. Who would have thought? But tell us about that experience real quick.
It was really great to be back, to see people I haven't seen not only in 2 years, but many of the people from the prosecutor's office and the law enforcement community from when I was prosecutor, now going on 10 years. There was a lot of hugging and kissing. It was a great event, but I knew I was going to walk out with COVID, and that's exactly what happened. But other than that, it was really a phenomenal. It was worth it. You know what? It was worth it to see all those people. What a great event. What a great amount of things the 200 Club does, emceed by Sheriff Jimmy Gannon, who did a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this in-person social gathering theme really takes us through this entire update of the Bianchi Law Group. I mean, we had the 200 Club, right? We were back in Atlantic City for the New Jersey State Bar Association convention. That was May 18th and 19th. Seeing a lot of familiar faces. And to our friend, Geraldine Lawrence, congratulations.
Geraldine.
The new president of the State Bar Association, recently installed, and a lot of other officers that we know and friends down in Atlantic City. Bob, talk about the State Bar.
Congratulations to Geraldine, to all the state officers. I mean, Geraldine's a really good friend of ours for many years. I'll tell you what I liked about it most, Dave, and it was great seeing people and stuff like that, but we brought the BLG team down there, and we hung out and went to dinner every night, had some, adult beverages and things of that nature, and I really enjoyed the camaraderie we developed with our crew down there at the State Bar Association.
Absolutely. President Bob Bianchi of the Order Sons and Daughters of Italy. You were just down in D.C. Tell me about NELA and the National Education Leadership Awards that you're at.
Right. So Order Sons and Daughters of Italy is a national organization, the largest and oldest Italian-American organization in the United States, proud to be the national president. And as part of our philanthropic endeavor, because we've given tens of millions of dollars away for charities and veterans causes and disaster relief for many years. But the National Education Leadership Award dinner, the NELA as it's referred, occurs every year where we give scholarships to some unbelievably accomplished young students. And we gave over, remember, coming out of COVID, over $130,000 in scholarships. Black Tie Affair at the Reagan Center in D.C. It was amazing.
Yeah. Me and you back in Bergen County Superior Court in front of Judge Fody. Motion to suppress on one of our more serious cases. But, following the theme of in-person, we're back in court, cross-examining witnesses again in the courtroom. Bob, talk a little bit about that experience.
It honestly reinvigorated me as an attorney. I've been so long since we've been on our feet in a courtroom, especially doing a testimonial motion where we get to, do what it is that we do. And we both love trial work. The only thing I have to say is that I was not anticipating the little plastic dividers that they have between. It was me in a cube, it was you in a cube next to me, and it was our client next to you. I was trying to I don't know if I should go forward or backwards in terms of trying to talk to you. But other than that, I'm very proud of the work we did. And just to be in court again was amazing.
Oh, sure. Hashtag not just TV, right? Because we're still doing that too. With our regular appearances on Fox News, I'm regular on Court TV. You're hosting on Law and Crime. These stories keep on coming out. We've been talking about Johnny Depp and the Amber Heard for the last, month and a half.
Yeah, and I always want our audience to know, because things are so polarized in this world today. We're not just Fox News. We've been across the spectrum with all sorts of, from CBS and MSNBC and CNN, and, we do it all. We're giving legal analysis, not political analysis, but this Amber Heard case has been, I'll tell you what, Dave, it's funny you should mention it. We have been on massive standby when I'm hosting at the Law and Crime Network, because it is literally the largest audience that I think all these networks are getting on this trial.
Yeah, it's an amazing case for those that haven't watched. We practice regularly in the domestic violence courtroom, and where restraining orders are being issued, and there's final restraining order hearings, and there's a public perception out there, without a doubt. There are victims of domestic violence, but sometimes it's not always as how it's being reported reported publicly. And I think this is one case where Johnny Depp, he basically came into a courtroom to save his reputation. And I think he actually did. It was a toxic relationship, but I think he did well, just really putting context into that relationship.
We're on a sidebar with this, but I'll tell you what, I said from the minute that the Johnny Depp case occurred, especially within the first couple of witnesses, that Johnny Depp won the case irrespective of what the verdict is, because it's very hard to prove a defamation claim given the public status of the law and all that. But for 6 years, he basically was taken on shit reputationally. And if you look at social media, at least as an indicator of anything in the court of public opinion, Depp has already won. And you know what? He essentially came out and said that when he testified. It was about getting into that courtroom and letting people hear his side of the story.
Yeah, sure. I mean, down in State Bar Association, I was on a domestic violence panel with Geraldine, the incoming president, and a number of others that were sharing their experiences in the domestic violence context. And Bob, one thing that we're going to be doing, and there's a page for this at BianchiLawGroup.com/NJSBA 2022. That PowerPoint of my domestic violence presentation is actually available for anybody that missed it. And there's also the opportunity to sign up for our mailing list. What we're doing is we're creating a new mailing list for domestic violence published decisions. They are coming out hot and heavy out of COVID. I think there's at least 15 published decisions in the domestic violence context. And being at the cutting edge of domestic violence and handling these cases for the family law attorneys, we're going to be blogging on all of the published decisions coming out in domestic violence.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, Dave. We're very proud of the fact that our relationship with a lot of family law attorneys that refer both domestic violence cases, temporary restraining orders to us, as well as criminal cases. And it is imperative, we say this all the time, you know this from me for many years, that you don't begin to prepare your trial file until you understand what the law is.
Absolutely.
And I know that sounds, you know that, but we know how crazy it is that a lot of people don't even know. Sometimes, and so it's just a PSA. You're giving these materials. We're giving these materials free of charge as a resource, so you don't even have to really look for them. They're all in one spot.
Yeah, sure. That PowerPoint is on the drastic changes in domestic violence law after Ray Rice, the new strangulation, aggravated assault statute.
12-1B13.
Absolutely. FERPO, which is the red flag law, and also the Sex Assault Survivor Act that gives remedies to individuals that don't meet the definition of domestic violence. So,
can I just say something real quick? I mean, for our attorneys that follow this, the 2C12-1B13, the strangulation statute, is something that has to be looked at, because I am getting calls left and right about that, and that's a second degree offense. So it's a very serious offense in the criminal code. And also something, Dave, that I'm seeing, because I take all the calls that come into the office for potential new clients, is you have to, if you have clients with this idea that they can have consensual sexual relations with somebody who is over the age of 16 but are getting caught in the child pornography statutes, which is basically under the age of 18. This is another thing that a lot of people, I think, are in shock, and the charges are draconian and can be both state and federal court charges. We should do a DVD on that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the fact is we're staying cutting edge on domestic violence, the criminal cases coming out, right? Because we're about to make some big announcements over the summer, adding some high-powered former prosecutors to the team of former prosecutors. A lot going on here. Bob, are you excited or what?
Yeah, I'm really excited about being back in the court, as far as a lawyer being in the court again. And I'm really excited. It reminds me of when I was in the prosecutor's office that we actually have people that are reaching out to us and saying, hey, I want to be part of the team. And like Dave said, I believe we are going to have some amazing announcements about some additions to the Bianchi Law Group.
2 coming in the summer, at least. Also adding to the legal assistance, the support staff for the attorneys, benefit package at the Bianchi Law Group now.
Yeah, we got benefit, this benefit, that benefit, medical, dental.
Yeah, no, last point, really. I think that's probably one of the biggest things here at the Bianchi Law Group is taking care of our employees. I mean, this is a place where we look to scale. We want a fun place to work for all of our attorneys and former prosecutors, and for all the prosecutors out there cutting their teeth, getting their experience as on the state side. There's going to be a soft place to land here at the Bianchi Law Group.
Yeah, one other thing, and not a soft place to land. We may be landing in another location. because we are going to be expanding our physical location. And if it works out, and I think it's going to, we are really psyched about what the new office is going to look like.
Oh, sure. We're in the process of building a new office space with a brand new studio. We look forward to covering the walls and putting these sound diffusers all over the place. And I want to cover all the walls, but I got resistance over here from my partner. But I think red, black, just tiles all over the place.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There is the debate. David Bruno wants to cover the walls with all this sound-related stuff. You don't need to do that. You can just put them in strategic locations. So what do you think? Will there be a compromise? Will it be Dave's way? Will it be Bob's way? Stay tuned.
June newsletter. Hope everyone has a great month, and we'll see you in July.
Thanks, guys.
We're the Bianchi Law Group, a team of former prosecutors and certified criminal trial attorneys.
But here's the thing. He put himself in a box when he said...
Relied on by CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, Law and Crime, and news leaders across the country for our criminal defense expertise.
To get a search warrant, you have to have probable cause that a crime's been committed and there's evidence in a particular place.
When you need a law firm with courage, compassion, and the commitment to fight for you, call the Bianchi Law Group today.